Okay, we're doing some reacts.
And all that came along with it. So the question is, 1 year on, how is Starfield actually performing, and has the game turned itself around? TLDR, no, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I was right. I was right all along.
Nobody cares about Starfield. Let me just do this real quick. Let's just do Starfield. Go here. We'll do Steam DB. Starfield. It's just no one cares. There's almost 10,000 people playing it right now. Within the last 24 hours, 12,000 people are playing it just on Steam alone. And when does Shadow Space come out? Shadow Space comes out September 30th. So this month, Shadow Space comes out, which would likely increase the amount of people playing the game. And people also playing on Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass and whatever, right? But Steam's not the most accurate. But I'm just saying, like, to say nobody cares is crazy. But okay.
Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. I actually thought that it was the 7th of September 2023 that I did the Starfield rant, because it was actually the day after the release. There's a lot of misconceptions about when the rant happened. We'll go through those, don't worry. But in reality...
Wait. Am I having an aneurysm or what are these cuts? Like, look at this. We'll make it bigger so you can see better. Look at these cuts. Look at these cuts. Look at these edits.
The Starfield rant, because it was actually the day
so it's
after
like
the release. There's a lot of
cut right there. A lot of like, what happened? You couldn't say, you fucked up saying misconception?
Conceptions about when the rant happened. We'll go through those, don't worry.
Another cut. Another cut for don't worry.
But in reality, I had actually got early access to Starfield, and so the rant happened on the 3rd of September. But I was reminded by this person who I live rent-free in their brain that it was...
No. You don't live rent-free in their brain. First off, this is Loza. This is Loza on Twitter. This is so sad, dude.
It's actually that date, and thank you so much indeed for commemorating it, once again showing how much it did matter to all those people that cried, "It doesn't matter about this and that in a video game."
Okay, wait. We're living in the Dr. Disrespect universe where people can just lie and just do revisionist history on things we can just look up. But people were upset about the pronouns in Starfield. You were upset about the pronouns in Starfield. People were making fun of you. It's the anniversary of you losing your shit over pronouns. Like, again, you can get it right here. This is the person who wrote it. Coco Fox. Like, that's why bleep this part here and not this part. Like, anyone who knows how Twitter works knows when it says irrelevant people, this is you. This is the person you fucking retweeted. Like, it's...
But here we are, a year on, and this is how they mark the anniversary of Starfield. Not with the video game, but yours truly.
Oh. Wait, I watched the video yesterday. Basically, it's so many words disingenuous. No, yeah. Oh, I know it's going to be super disingenuous. He just said that people are trying to make it the anniversary of this because the game is so bad that no one cares about it, but they care more about what he did. That is insanity.
So we're just a little bit of a year removed from that. Regardless of when it was, it literally went worldwide viral, with some videos on TikTok getting in excess of 45 million views as people melted down over a guy melting down over how sick and tired he was of stupid things in video games and video games itself being boring. thing. The much anticipated Starfield game turning out to be nothing more than an absolute damp squib. So how do we actually get to the rant? Because I'm also in agreement that it would be a little bit over the top if this happened right at the beginning of the game when the pronoun section came up. That's not when the rant happened at all. Popular misconception, but the internet doesn't give a shit about context. That's just the way the internet is. You live by that, you die by that.
Ironically, he's talking about people not caring about context and stuff. He's friends with like Nerdrotic, RK Outpost, all those guys who do nothing but take things out of context and build narratives with it. So it's weird that he's surprised that that happens on the internet, considering he's one of the main contributors.
From time to time, but I'm just going to show you exactly how we got to that point, and I'm going to use somebody else's footage because they were having a whale of a time going through it, and they themselves, oh my goodness, just used a pronoun because I used them in the unfamiliar, have gone through a recent cancellation attempt. Yes, we're going to view this from the eyes of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
Oh, this video's getting better. This video's getting better. It's getting so much better. I didn't even know that he was going to be guest starring in this video. I just mentioned him.
I'm gay.
What? He, him.
That is in the beginning of the game. What was he talking about?
I love Az so much.
Okay. Bethesda, I'm going to say something to you. You should fucking listen. If you want to play pick your pronouns, then you should have an option to not enter pronoun.
Yes, agreed 100%.
That's
stupid.
The only thing about the pronoun section. The rant didn't happen for another 7 hours or so. 7 hours of me getting bored off my head. 7 hours of me having to deal with some really dumb stuff. So let's have a look at some of that dumb stuff.
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
Okay, so you can't say let's have a look at that dumb stuff and then speed through 6 hours of gameplay.
Listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier.
Yes.
So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there.
You're a dude.
My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance.
Uh-huh.
The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place.
Yeah.
I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned.
Oh, this doesn't help you, dude.
So stupid. Az is dead. He's done. He's so done.
So what is he mad about then?
He's just gonna sit there. He's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna go to sleep right now.
It's so strange to me. There's people who will be like, this game is trash, this movie sucks, this series is terrible, and then they'll be like, but I watched 800 hours of it just to see how bad it really was. Like, no, dude. Here's the truth, okay? Exactly. Why would you play a game for 7 hours not enjoying it? Makes no sense. Here's why. It's because they do enjoy it. They do enjoy it. They enjoy everything they talk about. They just lie. Here, and it's not just me saying this. Here, since he brought Jeremy in this, so here is Jeremy himself giving the game away.
Welcome to every video we make. We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of it. Don't act like that's not what we do.
I don't build a narrative. I
You're
give
an
my
absolute
opinion.
fucking.
You are hard.
What we do. You've made the same fucking video on the same topic at least 7 times a week, Ryan. And you're gonna act like we don't do that.
I talk about I talk
Larson
about
says one fucking thing and we make a whole video out of it. That's what we do.
It's what we do. It's what we do. That's it. That's it. That's the grift. They find one thing that they can run with and they run with it. So for heels versus babyface, he actually likes Starfield. He likes Starfield. That's why he played the game for 6 hours. He likes the game, but he can't like the game on camera. So he has to play this up. Because it is not, this is being a clone of a dude and you're not a dude is nothing to blow up about. But for content, he blows up for it.
Need him to pick option 4. I haven't seen this yet. Please.
You doing okay?
Sorry, dude. What did you say? Oh, look. You're a clone of a man. How does that work?
So this is hilarious because he picks that option. Like he doesn't have to pick that option. He could have picked this. Victus must have been an impressive commander of for the UC to want to clone him. Or are there others from your program still out there, other clones? Or hey, doesn't Salante succeed in securing that legacy? But he specifically chose the question that would lead on to more of the thing he supposedly hates.
Oh, just seriously, just off. It's infected everywhere.
Nerves kicking in.
Oh, shut the up. Oh, I've still got to talk to them to finish the.
Before we get up there,
What?
there's something else I thought you should know.
You're
My
a
relationship
double
with the
dude.
UC. It's
You're a
Not
double
even
dude
funny,
with
dude. Just skip it.
on top.
Just skip it.
Here
This is
Amin with
actually
a
the only reason I'm
20,000
here in the first
ADR says Space Dylan
I-
Mulberry. Yes.
I'm a clone of a man named
First off, it's Dylan
Francois
Mulvaney,
Sanon,
so that's weird.
one-time fleet admiral of
But
the
again,
UC
just skip
during the
this.
I
Colony
have to
War.
go through this
Former
again.
head of the UC Navy.
I have to go through this
They
again.
called him They Victus.
Whoa. Did they call them they Victus? They Victus. They them Victus?
Oh, hilarious.
Some
What is-
days I really miss
So
alcohol.
funny.
I really
So
miss,
funny, dude.
I
This is
really
hilarious.
do miss alcohol and abusing
Secure the
drugs. Some
leadership
days.
of the UC
I'm not
military
saying today's one of them,
generations to
but
come.
today's one of them. There's something you should know about me. I have a massive car. I'm more interested in what this has to do with us addressing the
getting
cabinet. I don't give a
Man, I was
about
cloned
your
from his
pronouns
father
or who you
was
identify
executed for
as.
acts he committed during
Just
the
give
war.
me my space
The man
money
caused a
and
lot
my
of death
space
on both
experience.
sides. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Whatever you say, buddy. Pal, chum, mate.
So it's just the same
So your
joke.
help means a lot more than I figured you might realize.
Well, my help might dry up real fucking quick, buddy.
I love that it's
I
just
didn't come on.
they're just giving you
There's
they're just giving you context for the character for why they appreciate your help and he's losing his mind.
been no sexual shenanigans with this person.
Thought you ought to know.
I just thought I would say
You
the
know,
most
while we've got a
ridiculous
second,
thing
was
when they
there
said,
anything
"There's
else
something
you
I
needed
need
to
to tell
discuss?
you." And
know you
obviously,
got
being a
dropped into
clear
the middle of this
female,
pretty
I
fast.
just joked, "You're a
Or
dude."
if you've
And
got
then they went
Oh
to
my
tell-
god, dude.
gonna keep us waiting out here.
I don't
This
have any
is-
questions.
And
No.
I guess it's just
Don't
a
care.
matter
Before he bursts. The part where he bursts.
No, this is funny.
Everything is gender ambiguous. I'll just fuck off. I like women. I like my women to be women, right? You know, the old-fashioned
doesn't-
women with breasts and vagina, not cocks and fucking
He does not interact with women. Just letting you know right now.
hairy chests and beards, you know. Jesus, ESG, fucking hell. So it's a further 30 minutes later
ESG.
until the rant actually happened. I was just done with that segment of the game. I've been bored out of my mind for the last 6.5 hours or so, and everything just came to a head then, festering inside of me until
That's
it
me.
decided
I love playing games that I hate so much for 7 hours straight on stream. I don't have to play. I wasn't paid to play it. He got an early access, but he wasn't sponsored by Bethesda. You could have just not played it.
come out in what's now known as the Starfield rant.
Welcome to Interstellar Affairs.
Yeah.
I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat.
Well, I'm worried
McIntyre,
about having an
GKC and
affair
second in command.
because I'm worried that the person I'm
I
going to have an
heard you were
affair with might not, you know,
instrumental in protecting the
might
city
be
from the attack.
more than meets the eye. You know?
That's stupid. Why are you like? God, this is so terrible. Like, she's the president of affairs. I'm worried about an affair. Guy, genius. Really good comedian,
I
guys.
was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. You do know what the archives are, correct?
As is just done.
Sorry, what did you say? I wasn't listening. You're whammon. Let's pretend that I don't have the site. No, I don't care. No, I'm going to play along.
Someone paid attention in current events.
No, I just don't care. Hey, do you know what I love? Hey, Bethesda.
Freestar
Bethesda.
Collective and House
Bethesda.
Maroon.
Oi, cow, shut your f***ing cake hole. Hey, Bethesda. Bethesda, I just want to say something to you. Bethesda, I just want to say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more.
Okay, so let's get this straight. Because now this makes it look 1,000 times worse. It would have been a better idea if this rant would have happened during the part where he got upset about the clone, right? But he's going to do this rant when a woman is just telling him about the archives. This is where it comes to a head. Talking about the archives elicits this level of anger. The archives, not the clone. Is that what I'm understanding?
Than to actually head. There is nothing I love more.
Yeah.
I love nothing more.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
The rest, as they say, is history, as that rant went viral, as my wonderful friend Dan Vask messaged me and said, hey, mind if I post that epic Starfield rant? Might bring you a bit of heat. Turned out to be
Wait, what did he write?
epic...
Hey dude, mind if I screen grab your epic rant about the Starfield woke shit and post it on Twitter? Might bring you some heat though. Your friends talk like this? Your epic rant about Starfield woke? Unironically, they talk like this. Amazing.
Starfield rant might bring you a bit of heat. Turned out to be the heat of a nuclear blast. But the reality was, finally, people had something to say about Starfield, even if it was passively, because the game itself wasn't remotely engaging. Everything that made Bethesda open world games like the Elder Scrolls series or the Fallout series so much fun was the exploration and adventures that you got into between moving from one location to another. Starfield had replaced all of that aspect with cutscenes, taking off, landing, hyperspace cutscene, all gone. Everything that made these games.
I just realized he's wearing a Geeks and Gamer shirt. Now here's the thing though, because I'm out of my word. I am not these guys. I can admit when people make points. That is a fair point to make. That the level of exploration in Starfield wasn't as grand as we would expect, considering the fact you can go to different planets. They did use lots of cutscenes, and it was annoying that you had to just like land different places before you want to get somewhere. They've obviously been working on that with the addition of the rovers and stuff. Now, had he said that, I don't think anyone would have had a problem with him, but that's not what he said. He was mad about pronouns, not about the game itself, not about the mechanics, just pronouns, just upset over pronouns. Again, which is something that happened way earlier, and he waited until a woman was talking about the archives to talk about it, who herself didn't mention anything with pronouns, just asked him a question.
Great had been lost, and we were left with a snooze fest that seemed incredibly dated and exceedingly, I'm going to say it, get ready, boring.
Oh, that's your catchphrase.
As long as the credits keep rolling.
Natal and Starfield only shifted around 3 million copies maximum upon its launch, significantly under what they had hoped. The early access model
but like 3 million copies is not bad.
Seemingly putting more people off purchasing the game as they were able to see exactly what it was all about, which was for the most part empty worlds.
Real quick, can we look up the Starfield sales? How Starfield remains a success story in the face of failure. Starfield sales success 20 as the 11th best-selling game contradicts its mixed critical receptions, making it an outlier as a profitable new IP. So the 11th best-selling game of 2023. What games came out in 2023? Hogwarts Legacy, which of course was number one. We don't have to get into that, right? Call of Duty, okay. Madden, Spider-Man, Zelda, Diablo, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Mortal Kombat, Star Wars, EA Sports Football, Starfield, Super Mario Brothers, Resident Evil 4 Remake. I would say this is a pretty good list to be on. For a new IP, like Hogwarts Legacy also is not even a new IP because it's based off of, Harry Potter. This is the only game on this list that is an original IP. Everything else here is either a sequel, a remake, or based off of an existing IP. Resident Evil 4, remake, Mario, it's Mario. EA Sports Club, EA Sports Football Club 24, it's sequels. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, sequel, based off a popular IP. Mortal Kombat 1, sequel based off a popular IP. Sequel based off a popular IP. Sequel based off a popular IP. Sequel, a sports franchise, infinite sequels, sequel, based off popular IP. Starfield is the only game that is literally an original IP, and it broke through to be the 11th best-selling game of 2023. So I would say this guy's kind of wrong.
Vacuous space, unengaging characters, and very mediocre gameplay. Even modders didn't want to touch this game with a barge pole. Starfield multiplayer.
The modders gave up because not the game was trash, but the Bethesda game embryo sucks. That's why they gave up.
Modders give up because the game is, quote, trash.
Like, literally, no. It's Starfield modders quit. Mods responsible for one of the most popular mods of Skyrim. Skyrim together gave players a chance to switch the game from single to co-op, and was hoping to bring the same abilities to Starfield. The problem is, above statement says Starfield is struggling. What made Skyrim such a popular game was the hand-craft attention to detail, yada yada. Exploration is lively, high-craft worlds completely gone. Damage that comes weeks after. The damage statement comes after weeks of the game being kicked repeatedly. The game lost so many players. That's now a few players in Skyrim. Fans believes that the game is a missed opportunity. I don't pretend to help my Starfield altogether. I'm not going to put my heart and soul in the mod for a game mediocre that it is. Cool. Let's see what they actually said. Starfield modders didn't give up. No idea what the situation is, but some are still waiting for official tools. Clickbaiting. YouTube game videos are mostly obsessed with regurgitated clickbait. Some are even AI-driven, like Human Centipede or Ouroboros. And does not image fixing, at least not the type fiction that others believe. Even before official mod support, Starfield is approaching the 10 most modded games on the world's biggest mod site. Starfield is Nexus Mod's 11th most modded game. Yes. Okay. So I don't think I have to do any more detail to show you that this guy was wrong.
Didn't want to touch this game with a barge pole. Starfield multiplayer modders give up because the game is, quote, trash. But when a bald, fat, middle-aged dude that allegedly looks like a thumb, so I've been told, is the biggest thing about your game, then you know you done fucked up.
Once again, this was the 11th best-selling game in 2023.
Retail giant Walmart couldn't wait to dump the physical copies of the game. It just wasn't selling at all. A meager 4 months into the launch of the game, it was determined that it was taking up valuable space, no pun intended, that could be utilized to put a product there that actually would sell. Reviews were in the toilet and nobody gave a toss, and none of it had anything to do with me. It was about the quality or lack thereof of the game itself. My rant was more of a boiling point moment, somebody that was just complete and utterly frustrated with the Western entertainment industry, whether it be video games, TV, or movies.
Okay, again, just real quick. So you're frustrated with the Western entertainment media, and yet you continue to consume it. The media you think is bad, you continue to consume it.
utter fall to far-left partisan politics, this preferred pronoun nonsense, which of course is rooted in compelled speech. No, sir,
What?
I don't want to play your stupid games, thank you. I just want to immerse myself in a world and let myself go. Get myself out of here. Escape for a short while.
You guys should be proud of me. I resisted to let myself go. That's a joke.
But of course, the politics of these people mean that you can't escape at any moment in any area, in any kind of fictional environment.
Why'd your tongue blue?
You must have it smashed into you at all times about what the progressive ideology is. And to that, I say go fuck yourself. And it seems that my frustrations have spread throughout the gaming
here we go.
universe. Take Concord,
Here we
for
go.
example. A game
Here we
published by
go.
Sony. 8 years of development, over $100 million of investment. They purposely made sure to exclude white characters from the game because it's made by racist, progressive pig.
Wait a minute. They didn't exclude white characters from this game. We just saw one. See? He's there. But also, is this not a white guy? This is like the white guy. This is the most white guy ever. That's weird that he'd say that. It's almost like he just lies.
Dogs that seem to exist on a steady diet of hormone blockers.
To a modern gaming audience.
They made their own characters look like Portlandian land whales that look.
Okay, he can't say that because he looks worse than them. Like, he looks worse. He looks worse.
Look so disgusting, nobody in their right mind would have any desire to play them whatsoever. And
also, I'm sorry, again, no one who actually likes video games doesn't play a video game because they don't find the character attractive. That's just not, that just isn't how it works. Because then the converse has to be true, right? That means that every game you play is because you find the characters attractive. So you're playing Astrobot, weird. You're playing Black Myth Wukong, jail time.
the game failed miserably, having to be pulled down after a meager 2 weeks of release. I seriously hope it was worth it, Sony. You absolutely deserve that big fat L. Another piece of pathetic ideology.
Here we go.
Dustborn is performing just as badly, with a concurrent player base currently of around 30 people, showing that players simply don't want this absolute tripe.
Or let's live in a reality where not every game is made for everyone, and this is the game a lot of people hadn't heard of. A lot of people hadn't heard of Dustborn. It barely got promoted, and this isn't a game that would have mass market appeal. It's not a shooter. It is a narrative, almost Telltale-esque game about a road trip across the fascist America. This isn't Call of Duty.
Now, companies are well within their right to create these types of games, but one thing they're not within their right is getting a sale. That has to be earned, and if the customer decides that it's not for them, oh well, I guess you'll have to live by the mantra that you so love to say yourselves: the consequences of your own actions.
I like how he's trying to be deep when he's just explaining free market. But the funny part is, right, these people hate free market, because anytime a game comes out they don't like, instead of just taking his own advice and just not playing the game, they make 100 videos on it. They're making videos on Fair Game, which we're going to get to, that I didn't even know existed. I didn't know the game was even a thing, and they're all just talking about it because they're moving on to the next grift.
Which brings us to 1 year on from Starfield's release and how much interest there is in the game, which is not a lot. Only 8,500 odd people are currently playing the game, with around 9,500 people peaking in the last 24 hours. Now, how do we compare this? Well, I think the fairest way to compare this is with other Bethesda games. Even Fallout 70 shit, which was deemed a massive failure within its own right, has more concurrent players now.
Oh, Oh, I wonder why. I wonder why the MMO has more players playing it now than the single player game that came out a year ago. I wonder why. I wonder why that's the case. Hey, was there a TV show that came out to do with Fallout by any chance? Has there been updates to the Fallout 76 that might have enticed more new players to come play? Was that a possibility? Maybe. A little bit, who knows, maybe. Because Starfield is going to get a huge boost on September 30th because that's new content coming out September 30th. Weird how doesn't give you that analysis, right? Where it's just the reason why that game might have less than this. And I'm going to assume, I pre-watched, he's going to also put even Skyrim or, no, who just do Skyrim? A game that's been modded to hell that I have a mod version of since 2011. Like, you want to understand why these legacy games have more people playing it than this newer IP that's a single player game that's getting DLC, a huge expansive DLC on the 30th.
And a higher concurrent peak over the last 24 hours. It's also an older game as well. Ah, yes, but Fallout 76 is an online multiplayer game. How does Starfield compare with other Bethesda single player games? Why, I'm very glad that you asked. Fallout 4 currently has 2.5 times the current player base of Starfield, thanks due to the release of the Fallout London mod, which was actually created not by Bethesda.
So what you're telling me is games that are receiving huge content updates are having more players playing them than games that aren't. Fascinating.
But by fans, you know, the ones that don't want to touch Starfield with a barge pole, and has renewed interest in the game. By the way, a mod that I'll be playing live on stream later this month. Because if there's something which piques a player's interest, they're gonna check it out. Which leads us...
Wait. But even if it's a mod, it's still a Fallout mod. It's a Fallout game for the Western games that you hate. No? They're not going to do things so dramatically different than the mod to make it not a Fallout game, because it would be a Fallout game. So what is this?
To the ultimate comparison
Skyrim.
Against the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, a game that turns 13 years old in a couple of months' time. And it comes as no surprise to me to see that Skyrim has 3 times the amount of players concurrently than Starfield, because Skyrim is an amazing game with a ton of replay value. Not only that, but heavily supported by modders who are creating more content for...
Again, it is because of the modders. It's not because... Okay, here's the thing. When Skyrim came out 13 years ago, it was mind-blowing, yes. But since those 13 years, if a new person came in and played vanilla Skyrim, they wouldn't play very long, okay? And I'm saying that as a person who has logged in many hours in Skyrim. I have played Skyrim on my PC. I played on the Xbox 360. You have a huge modding community keeping it alive for a decade. Of course people are going to play that, because now you can play that game as anything you want. It's not even Skyrim anymore.
For the game and giving people more to do. This is what happens when you create something with love, care, and attention, which Starfield seems to lack.
But you guys have that in common then. You don't create shit with love, care, and attention. You lied for the past 18 minutes.
Starfield seems to very much mirror the current Western gaming industry. Vacuous, empty, dull, and more importantly, soulless. Starfield is a failure of its own making.
Okay, your closing arguments are gonna suck. But he just said something interesting. He said that the Western games are empty and soulless, which is hilarious to me, because some of those popular games of all time, even more recently, have been from the West. You yourself are going to play Fallout 4. People are playing Fallout 4 right now, according to your own video. So what are you talking about? Fallout 4 is infinitely, I would say, more woke, than Starfield. Starfield just has pronouns. Fallout 4 is a critique about like capitalism, like the politics you hate. Well, that's so funny.
Has happened the past 20 years. Is it a soy-based diet doing this? Is it the rise of OnlyFans simping doing this? If you have recently had the thought, I wonder what new pumpkin-flavored items Trader Joe's has, be careful, my brother in Christ, you might be gay now. But if there's one thing that is straight as hell, it's the rock-solid video games of the 2000s. Your Gears of War, your Medals of Honor, your Chronicles of Riddicks. These games were masculine as hell, and we want them back, and we're boycotting video games until they come back. I recently saw this disappointing photo of Phil Spencer being pushed out of the photo by two domineering girl bosses who are probably unfulfilled because they're trying to succeed in the corporate.
Like, holy shit, dude, just the amount of projection and assumptions being made. Who's being pushed out of a photo here? Who's being pushed out? And also, we're boycotting games. We're boycotting games. How many awards does this game win? Game of the Year, BAFTA Game of the Year, Game or Best Multiplayer, Best Performance, Best Role-Playing Game, Player's Choice, Outstanding Video, Best Community Support, Best Performer, Best Game Writing, Best Music, Player's Choice, Best Narrative, Best Interactive Work. Good job. Good job. Asmongold reacted to the Kill Masculinity video. I'm sure he did.
Corporate world, instead of having children at home like God designed them to.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Love Phil's cute little Doom shirt, like, hey guys, I'm still one of the bros, right? Look, like, we can still hang, right? Nah, Phil, you're trash. You got cucked, dude. You're useless. So I have found that there are still people out there who deny the simple fact that games have gone woke, homo, and gay in 2024. So in this video, I'm going to literally prove it to you using science. What we will do is read the back of the box description of 6 random games from 2024, and then we will read the back of the box descriptions of 6 random games from the 2000s.
Okay, so here's the thing. Science guy. If you choose the games, they're not random. And it's obvious you're going to pick Dustborn, you're going to pick like fucking Concord, you're going to pick like the games that you decide are like that, and not pick like Doom Eternal.
And if what I'm saying is true, we should notice a feminization. A
feminization? Tchia is literally a cultural game. I never heard of Flock. I've never heard of Magical Delicacy. I've never heard of Creatures of Ava. Dungeons of Hindenburg is great. And Flint Siege of Dawn is fine. You get a Siege of Dawn was a common game in the 2000s. He has fucking Dark Sector and Ride to Hell.
Pussification, a gayification of video games that has happened the past 20 years. And before you bring up that video games don't have boxes anymore in 2024, calm your tits, you know what I mean. So to find 6 modern games, I didn't have to look very far. I literally just went to the front page of Xbox Game Pass and found these games. This is clearly what Phil and his team of homos actually expects us men to play. Here they are: Creatures of Ava, Dungeons of Hinterberg, Flintlock Siege of Dawn, Flock, Magical Delicacy, and Chia. Now you—
Okay, dumbass. You said you went to the front page of Xbox? You said? Right?
I literally just went to the front page of Xbox Game Pass and—
Xbox Game Pass. Let's go to Xbox Game Pass. Who has Xbox Game Pass? I do. Let's see what sort of gay games they want us to look to play. Age of Mythology, Star Trucker, Mafia, Doom and Doom 2, Atlas, Fallen Reign of Sam. Well, let's go a little further back. Crash Bandicoot, Creatures of Ava. So he ignored Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. He ignored Kinitsugami, chose Dungeons of Hinterberg, Flintlock, and Flock. Ignored Crash Bandicoot. Let's see. Magical Decay. Ignored Neon White. And these are just the recently added. These are games that are recently added. It's not, here's the games we want you to play. Maybe the picks for you section would have been better. Let's take a picture for you. Oh, Callisto Protocol. Bolt gun for, oh wait, shit, Warhammer for real? Hold on, wait. Let me install some quick. I'll start later. Okay, cool, sick. Warhammer game. Like a Dragon. Sorry, not a dragon. Like a Dragon. Man erases name. Tales of Arise. Power. Diablo 4. Ah man, look at these pussified games. No More Heroes 3. Modern Warfare again. Wulong. Resident Evil 3. RoboQuest. Control. Like a Dragon Edition. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I didn't know that was even on Game Pass. Octopath Traveler. Ah, but you're right, dude. You're right. This is what Phil Spencer wants you to play. You're right.
Found these games. This is clearly what Phil and his team of homos actually expects us men to play. Here they are: Creatures of Ava, Dungeons of Hinterberg, Flintlock Siege of Dawn, Flock.
The reason why he forgot to put Dustborn in this is because Dustborn's not on Game Pass. So already lying.
Magical Delicacy, and Chia. Now you might say, oh, Andrew, you're specifically picking out games aimed at children. No, dude, I'm literally just going to the front page of Game Pass, and these are 6 games featured on the front page.
On the recently added, and again, Neon White is right there.
Also, side note, isn't it weird that these pedo developers are always making games aimed at kids?
Dustborn's not a game aimed at kids. Sweet Baby didn't even work for Dustborn.
But that's a whole other thing I'm not going to get into right now. All right, so what games from the 2000s should we compare these with? These are 6 kind of random games that I just happened to pull off the shelf without thinking too much about it.
Lies.
They are Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, Ride to Hell Retribution, Modern Warfare 2, Dark Sector, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. And again, all I'm going to do here is read the descriptions and we will compare. 2024 Creatures of Ava. Let your empathy guide you as you play an exciting action adventure.
I don't know if I can watch this video. This is so stupid. He doesn't understand genres. He does understand genres. And then he says the game from, okay, the games are from the 2000s, right? 2000?
Deus Ex Human Revolution, Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. And again, all I'm going to do here is read the descriptions and we will compare. 2024.
Oh, so not even the year 2000, just the 2000s. So anything before 2010, right? That's the criteria. And he said these are the manly games I'm picking. He's picking games. This is cherry picked.
4 Creatures of Ava. Let your empathy guide you as you play an exciting action adventure
creature safer game.
Understand and tame the creatures of Ava and let them lead you through a variety of ecosystems.
By the way he's making his voice like that, just say it normally.
All in the hopes of saving the planet from a life-consuming infection. I also found out that the 2 main characters of this game are, of course, homosexual black women because, 2024. Let your empathy guide you? Like, what the hell? I don't play video games to let my empathy guide me and
crazy.
I want to be gay and collect creatures and
what a sad man. He doesn't understand empathy. It's like, I don't play games with empathy. I don't play games with empathy. Also, the fact that he's going to use Deus Ex as a manly game completely lets me know he doesn't know the game's about.
Like, this game just sounds retarded, let's be honest. So now let's compare this with a game from 20 years ago. 2005.
Let's compare this with a war game. That's a fair comparison. Let's compare it with the war game. We know what other game came out around that time, actually. 2005, right? When did Okami come out? Was it 2006? 2006. Okami. Let's look at Okami. Let's look at Okami. See what it said about this game. I'll do like him. Experience the critically acclaimed masterpiece with its renowned Sumi ink art style and breathtaking high resolution. Take on the role of Materasu, the Japanese sun goddess. Oh, playing as a god woman, woke, who inhabits the form of a legendary white wolf. Oh, furries. On the quest to defeat Orochi, an 8-headed demon and tyrannical monster responsible for turning the world of Nippon into a ruined wasteland. You could just pick, why would not pick a similar game?
Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. The back of the box says this: they would sacrifice everything except each other. Like, damn, dude, just grabs you.
That sounds gay as hell, doesn't it? I'm sorry. That sounds way gayer than what he was trying to do with the other thing. Brother in arms. We'll sacrifice anyone except for each other. This is some Brokeback shit. Like, what are you talking about,
like,
dude?
That is the back of a box. I'm like, okay, I'm interested now. That is a dope intro for a back of the box. It goes on: the night before D-Day, 1944, the paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division are dropped into Normandy and scattered behind enemy lines. As Sergeant Matt Baker, lead your squad through 8 harrowing days that will define history and unite you forever as brothers in arms. Like, bro, like the balls of these games descriptions.
The balls of the game
trash.
descriptions.
Like, nothing is good anymore. Nothing grabs.
This is just what it is.
Armed
Okay.
with a sword. Next game, 2024 Dungeons of Hinterberg. Armed with a sword and a tourist guide, explore the beautiful alpine village of Hinterberg and uncover the magic hidden within its dungeons. Master magic.
Oh, this is such a
solve
shit
puzzles,
video.
slay
This is such a shit video.
All this and more awaits you in Hinterberg.
So it's because, again, he has to put on a voice, and there's nothing wrong with the back of that, right? It says uncover magic hidden within dungeons, master magic, solve puzzles, slay monsters, all this and more await you in Hinterberg. It doesn't say anything about finding your true self or relying on others. It's saying come to this cool place, get magic, kill monsters. Get magic, kill monsters. And he's like, that's woke.
Like, okay, I like swords, but based on the game's art style, I know within the first 5 minutes, we're meeting somebody's non-binary boyfriend. Like,
you're not.
Nah, dude, I'm good. Now compare this with the 2013.
Also, wait. I thought we were just talking about the back of the box. Now we're comparing the art style. You see how he shifts goalposts immediately within his own video? That's what these guys do. They will make a statement, make a claim that's easily debunkable. You could debunk that shit without thinking, and then they will move the goalposts. Because before, just 2 seconds ago, or sorry, like a little while ago, when he was talking about the first game, it was, look at this oh my god, use empathy to find your emotions to lead you to this magical land, and now this game that just says, basically go to Hinterberg, you fight some monsters, get some cool magic, all this and more away to in Hinterberg. And he's like, I like swords and magic, but look at this art style. The art style was not the original argument. The original argument was, look at the back of the box art. Look at these descriptions.
Teen masterpiece, Ride to Hell.
And you want to talk about art style? This is like dog shit, even from when it came out.
Back of the box says this: 2 fists, 2 wheels, no rules. Now it's a little cheesy, but I
That's
already know
what every
thing.
bad game
This game
says.
has balls.
See what I mean? Like it's just dog shit. It's just dog shit. America Devs used to make good shit.
That America actually used to export like cool stuff to the world, and now it's just homo woke.
It's just his whole thing is, these are games I don't like. These are games I do like. Every game should be like what I like. No gay people, and but he keeps saying balls. Like, he likes games with balls and men with balls and homoeroticism, but he doesn't want gay people in his games. He also doesn't want games that allow you to like play different people and have different experiences. He wants you to play Ride to Hell Retribution because that's a man's game. Motherfucker didn't even put Gears of War in here. Like,
that America is exporting. Like, I know you dudes in Europe know what I'm talking about. Like, America used to export, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, the Stallone movies, like all of the awesome stuff of the 80s and 90s. And look at like the homo trash garbage that America is exporting today. And it's a shame.
Like all those Marvel movies, like John Wick, real gay stuff, bro.
Next game, 2024 Flintlock Siege.
I love how they always do girl boss.
Step into the boots of Nor Van Anik, an elite member of the Coalition Army.
Motherfucker can't even say member. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you guys like a normal person. Step into the boots of Nor Vanek, an elite member of the Coalition Army joined by Inky, a mysterious fox-like companion in their quest for vengeance against the gods. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
Army. joined by Inky, a mysterious fox-like companion.
Looks lame and soft.
In their quest for vengeance.
That looks lame? Okay.
Against the gods. Guided by Inky, who shares his knowledge of the world with you, your combat skills and traversal capabilities will be imbued with his magical powers, making you a duo to be reckoned with. I made fun of him for messing up, and then I messed up. Irony. Knowledge of the world with you, your combat skills and traversal.
See how he has to edit it and add shit like, such girl boss, so tough. Like, nothing about the description even mentions that it's a woman you're playing as. Again, if I'm going just by the parameters he said earlier, nothing about this description says you're playing as a woman, that you're black, that you're a girl boss, or anything like that.
Abilities will be imbued with its magical powers, making you a duo to be reckoned with. Like, nah, dude, it just sounds gay. It sounds queer. Why is every game like this now? It's always some magical nonsense that never sounds cool. It's like none of these
never sounds cool. Read this again. Let me read this to you again. Step into the boots of Norvanik. You don't know the gender. An elite member of the Coalition Army joined by Inky, a mysterious fox-like companion in their quest for vengeance against the gods. A quest for vengeance against the gods doesn't sound cool to you. Awesome. Guided by Inky, who shares his knowledge of the world with you, your combat skills and traversal capabilities will be imbued with his magical powers, making you a duo to be reckoned with. Again, that sounds lame. That sounds lame. Because all he's doing is making a voice. He's just doing a voice.
Magical nonsense that never sounds cool. It's like none of these developers beta tested any of these ideas with normal guys. I guarantee you get a bunch of straight
normal guys, college bros,
in a room, and they would tell you this idea was terrible. Oh, but the cherry on top, of course, is this: black female lesbian girl boss as the main character. Like, F off.
She isn't fighting for her girlfriend and trans best friend or something. I'm playing this game right now. I promise you that will not happen. He hasn't played this game.
Off, dude. I'm not playing. I think it's a woman. It might be a man. It might be a they, them. All right, jumping back to the 2000s. And I know this isn't fair to compare this game, but it just popped off my shelf. 2009.
So he's aware that's not fair to compare. So let's just skip it.
The world to the
No, I'll read though. Modern Warfare 2 continues the gripping and heart-racing action as players face off against a new threat dedicated to bringing their world to the brink of collapse. How is that thematically different than vengeance against the gods?
Yes, dude. I want to know that new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse.
No, you fucking don't, dude. Because it's a Modern Warfare 2.
Collapse. Also, if you had played Call of Duty before this, you're kind of already invested, so it's a great tagline. 2024 game, Flock. Flock is a multiplayer co-op game about the joy of flight and...
Okay, I'm not watching this video anymore. This guy sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. Like, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. I'm leaving a comment. Yeah, dude. The game that says... What was the original part? No, here's the thing. Modern Warfare 2, I didn't say it was bad or anything. I like Modern Warfare 2. But he's acting as if like... Hold on, wait. Brothers in Arms. They would sacrifice... They would sacrifice... everything except for each other. Vengeance against the gods. You got it. Yeah, but this is such horseshit content, dude. Like, I'm gonna read the one Asmongold responded
Does
to.
anybody else feel like masculinity has slowly been drained from modern video games?
Is this not the same? As before?
Looking at recent staff photos of Ubisoft and Halo Infinite developers, and it's all starting to make sense. It's a bunch of fat white liberal women. And white
This is why
liberal
games are
women have
bad
no
now.
interest in masculine, manly, male characters. They wouldn't even know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that at least in 2018 was still mostly run by men, created the magnum opus Red Dead Redemption 2, a game with a manly, well-written main protagonist, Arthur Morgan. If you want to see the seismic shift,
Arthur Morgan would hate you. Like, Arthur Morgan would hate you.
Away from masculine characters, honestly, all you need to do is play a few games from 2006 and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Consider how many masculine military games came out in the 2000s. Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, Gears of War, Operation Flashpoint, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. All of these games were starring men and had themes like brotherhood, duty, sacrifice.
Yeah, because they're fucking war games. Like, it's like he doesn't understand the concept of a genre. Like, the concept of a genre eludes him. And so he's like, why aren't they making war games like this anymore? Aren't we on like Call of Duty 6? Isn't there like Black Ops 1000 coming out this year? Like, what are you talking about? Let's just see a mixed games gay. What's the gay games? What's the gay games
to me? And I think another big reason is this. Everything is just so gay now.
That's code word for not everything's made for me and my interest now. And I don't like it because I'm a baby.
Compare the games I just mentioned to the modern trash we have to deal with in Overwatch and Apex. Almost every character in these new games is either gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, or something else.
And yet they're still doing the shit you were talking about the games before. This person just domed someone in the head.
Gay, lesbian, bisexual.
Like, so again, your whole problem is just you don't like gay people. Right. And JoJo's, he's absolutely like the JoJo character. And JoJo's is one of the most masculine shit out there. They just have amazing drip. He's upset that these games are so gay. They're killing masculinity. He just fucking domed someone.
Bisexual,
blood
trans,
came
or
out.
Something else.
Like he's killing people.
What happened to a masculine dude with a hot
Can we have this back? No, Duke Nukem sucks.
Chick on his arm. I love the idea of Xbox Game Pass, but I swear every time I open it up and
he just keeps, dude, just get rid of Game Pass. I'm sorry, I'm doing pause king shit right now. Just get rid of your Game Pass account. Just get rid of it. You clearly don't like it. Just get rid of it. Transgender non-binary community games selected by communities at Microsoft, and they chose Fallout New Vegas, Rainbow Six Siege. Were you not just talking about how you like those games?
look for new games, there's just so many games that look gay now. I refuse to play another cutesy 2D platformer or a game with a cutesy art style by some indie developer anymore.
Then don't fucking play. Like, they're acting as if people are forcing them, that they're tying them to the controller and witnessing, like, making it like a fantasy murder. Like, they're acting as if like their family's right in front of them, strapped to a bomb, and if they don't play Trailmakers, they'll kill them.
I'm just done with these games. If you want my 100% real thoughts on this, I just think the entire video game industry has gone woke and gay, and almost nothing.
The entire video game industry, and he is just using this for Pride Month. That's it.
They are making appeals to me in any way anymore. So this is why I
wait.
And almost nothing they are making appeals to me in any way.
There we go. Like I've been saying, that's the problem. None of these games appeal to me. So it's a problem for the whole industry because I, Andy Gaming Pants, which is a pretty lame name, don't like them.
So this is why I mostly play 20-year-old games on my channel, because they were just better. I was recently reading an insider interview about what went down at Volition Studios with the disastrous Saints Row reboot from an inside source. This source said that the LGBTQ community within the company was actually pretty small, but they are the loudest and the most annoying, and the company leadership chose to promote these people into key roles.
Yeah, I did. That's why.
And that's how you get the absolute
that's what happened.
dumpster fire of a game that was Saints Row 2022.
Hey, real quick then, if that's the case, how come games like Hatred aren't more popular? That was made by anti-woke people, and that game fucking sucked and flopped. What are we saying about that? And again, my standby, Baldur's Gate, succeeded. Mass Effect succeeded. Mass Effect has LGBTQ members working on it, including Patrick Weeks, the main writer. Dragon Age, also successful. So just curious about that.
I think what you have at a lot of these game studios is about 80% of the staff is probably just hetero dudes trying to do their job, but they're afraid of speaking up or saying what they actually think. And then you have the LGBTQ folks making decisions about what kind of game to make. And everything just ends up being safe and soft and sensitive because, oh, we can't hurt anybody's feelings. So of course you get these shitty dumpster fire video games that nobody wants to play.
But does he think that not going out of your way to offend people means the game is going to be bad? Like, can games only be good if they go out of the way to offend people because you have a child sense of humor?
After reading a lot of insider interviews at these developers, this is my sense of what has been happening.
You didn't read shit, dude.
I also
There's no
feel
way.
like there's this kind of unholy alliance right now between games journalists, white
purveyor of shitty woke games. He does know that guy made Max Payne, right? And Alan Wake 2 and Control. Like, he knows that, right? Like, he knows he's responsible for Max Payne.
white liberal women.
Saints Row was badly written. Yeah, but that's the thing though. Games aren't allowed to be bad anymore like they used to be because there wasn't an entire outrage market behind them. Back in the day, games could just be bad because crunch, poor writing, not a talented team, mismanagement of teams, a lot of stuff, right? But nowadays, if a game is bad, it's because it's woke, because there's a woman with blue hair in there or something.
Women at game studios and the LGBTQ community at game studios. And they all seem to be united around one thing. They actually hate gamers. And who are gamers overwhelmingly? Well, heterosexual dudes like us, of course.
Yeah,
this
bro.
Recent Reddit
like
thread
us, dude.
was written by an actual game developer and made me realize this. It reads, headline,
"Am I allowed to say this? I kinda hate gamers. I'm a professional game designer and I'm worried that I'm starting to hate gamers. Watching the gaming events on YouTube last month with the chat on was extremely disheartening experience. Every time a character..."
It's because you guys are annoying and suck and you're whiny. I'm skipping this part. You're whiny babies. That's why. You guys are whiny babies. And I love how one game developer saying you guys suck means every single game developer says you guys are terrible.
They hate their audience.
Yeah, dude. They hate
them.
them.
This is a comment I keep reading from you guys again and
They hate
again.
them. They all hate them.
I swear they literally hate us.
They hate you guys so much. That's why they make
it
it.
On giving their audience exactly what we don't want. How long is your business going to be open if you're dead set on not giving the customer what they want?
You are not why do they keep having pictures of Alyssa in here? Like, holy shit. Alyssa's not a game developer. But also, you are not the audience they want. Like, that's what you don't understand. The game industry is making money hand over fist. There is a lot of issues within the game industry, in terms of like crunch and studios being closed because they're not making $1 bajillion a second. But they're still making a ton of money. You're not important.
Let them burn. Let all these companies burn who don't know how to give the audience. The wonderful irony in all this is that it's the very games that the woke cancel mob has tried to cancel that seem to do the best. Remember Hogwarts Legacy? Yeah, men who dress in women's clothes tried to get it canceled. Instead, the game sold 25 million copies. Oops. Remember Elden Ring? Remember how the woke mob tried to accuse FromSoft games of having, quote, problematic depictions of women? Oops.
No, that's the lie. Disorder reviews Elden Ring's problematic female representation. That was one person on the Escapist forums. One person on the Escapist. And they're saying, remember when they tried to do this? Remember when all of them tried to do that? That's what they always do. They, just like that video I showed you earlier, they take one thing, build an entire narrative around it, and then go, see, they tried to cancel Elden Ring. Remember that? No, because it never happened.
FromSoft games of having, quote, problematic depictions of women.
In fact, this game's on the woke
sold
list.
25 million copies. At this point, making an offensive game seems to guarantee that game's success. We could talk about Stellar Blade, pissing off all of the liberal progressives, and yet everybody went out and bought it. Okay, so in the rest of this video, I want to give you 4 examples of a game or game series going from masculine to feminine or gay, and it basically either killed or ruined the franchise. Number 1, Ubisoft and Red Storm Entertainment. So Red Storm Entertainment was a video game company founded by the legendary Tom Clancy to make Tom Clancy video games. He sold the company to Ubisoft in the year 2000, and Ubisoft in the 2000s actually had some balls and made some of the manliest games you've ever seen. There were the Splinter Cell games, the Ghost Recon games, the Rainbow Six games, and the Far Cry games. All of these games pretty much feature exclusively men, and these IPs in the 2000s had so much testosterone just a single glance from a
He's
wand.
so fucking stupid.
The dude is the ultimate giga.
He's so fucking stupid. This video, I don't know if I can do this.
Saw that Tom Clancy's The Division.
I don't know if I can do this video, to be honest. I don't know if I can do this. It's because it's just such blatant, like, just intentional ignorance, like not understanding how games work, how populations change, how audiences change over time. Like to say games are good because guys made them, you know, games also failed too, right? Like a lot of games failed. A lot of games failed in the 2000s. Some of the most successful games out right now are made by a group that he would consider to be gay. The Spider-Man franchise, Horizon's Forbidden West, the Horizon series is successful. Astrobot he would hate because it's cutesy.
Being led by a man who dresses in women's clothes in his free time. Now look, I don't give a shit if you want to identify as a dragon and go
yes you do.
Yes you do. Clothes. Tom Clancy would be rolling over them. Number 2, Wolfenstein. So I was recently playing Wolfenstein: The New Order for the first time, which came out in 2014. And I have to say, of all the games I was sure were going to avoid woke Western progressivism, this game was pretty high up there. The first 3 entries of the reboot were all fantastic. They had the badass BJ Blazkowicz, an absolute...
mind you, this game is about beating up Nazis who won the war. So he's saying that this is now woke is insane to me.
Unit as the main character.
It had one bad game in Youngbloods. That's it.
With the sexy and smart Anya as his arm candy and wife. Machine Game's first 3 Wolfenstein entries, which came out in 2014, 2015, and 2017, are all great. They have normal men and women doing normal shit in them. Awesome.
Normal shit. Like having your head decapitated and put on a super soldier's body. Normal stuff.
But of course, the woke mob had to get involved somehow. So you have a beloved series with a beloved, tough, male, manly main character. Do you suppose it's a good idea to kill off that guy and replace him with cringy girl boss characters? Wolfenstein Youngblood came out in 2019, and it's an absolute tone-deaf disaster. So many modern video games, I find myself asking, who wanted this? Who asked for this? I often ask the same thing of the new energy of story and gameplay. You are BJ Blazkowicz, unleashing his rage on the Nazis for killing everyone he loved. You see this come across in his brutal assassinations, like sticking a rusty pipe.
But here's what I was talking about earlier, right? Games are no longer allowed, not just game, media is no longer allowed to fail or be bad because it was just bad. It has to be bad now because diversity, because women, because queer people, because of anything else besides the fact that maybe it was just a poorly produced product, because that can't exist. But then when he, you know, sees something that actually works, because mind you, the Wolfenstein franchise is extremely woke, like exceptionally woke, right? And they're really good games, so he can't say anything about that. He can't. So he has to pick and choose. It has to be the game that we all know is bad. Oh, well, it's bad because of woke. Like it's so transparent.
The eye socket of an SS Waffen commander. But the setup to Wolfenstein Youngblood is incredibly cringe. In it, you play as BJ's daughters, and they're honestly nothing like him. The first time you kill somebody, they don't really want to do it, and when they finally kill the guy, they have to have lattes and talk about it afterwards. Youngblood is a perfect example of how a cutscene can go so wrong in a game.
Obligatory
BJ's setup is perfect and explains
minority.
to you why you're doing the action.
Obligatory minority. So did you not play the other games? Because there was also obligatory minorities in that game too. Why is not mentioned?
You're doing. BJ's daughters, however, are acting like they're in an episode of Big Bang Theory the whole time, but oh yeah, they just happen to be killing Nazis and haha, isn't this so funny? It's tonally all over the place and just so full of cringy and awful cinematics, which is ironic because the cinematics in the first 3 games were like so good and short, and they got to the point and they were really emotional and impactful. Example number 3, Gears of War. For a full explanation of how the woke mob girl bossed Gears of War, see my video on that game, but I'll keep this short.
Stupid.
The first 3 Gears games are an incredible trilogy focusing on the bonds and brotherhood between men. They're incredibly masculine games, focusing on duty and sacrifice and military orders. And I know some of you hate this, but for 10,000 years, it's only been men fighting wars. Sorry. The first 3 games focus on Marcus, Dom, Cole, and Baird and tell a masculine story of brotherhood. Well, the progressive woke mob somehow got to Gears of War, and Gears 4 and 5 are about sisterhood.
First off, so real quick, I played every Gears of War game, so I can tell you this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, because if you play Gears of War Judgment Day, which is set before E-Day, you would know that women were also part of the Gears. If you played Gears of War 3, he says the original trilogy, so Gears of War 3, you could play as women. You could play as Sam. You could, in multiplayer, you could play as Anya. You could play as a bunch of women in the multiplayer. Like Bernie. Like you could play as so many women in a multiplayer game. But he wants to lie. And then he wants to say that Gears 4 and 5 is about sisterhood. It's not. Because she's the only female character that you play as. And that's really only in the 5th game. Because in Gears of War 4, you play as JD, Marcus Phoenix's son. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And in that game, that is about the reemergence of the Locust. And then in the end of that game, what leads to the next game, is the fact that she might be like the daughter or related to Queen Mira. So again, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's lying. Like, I know Gears of War. He's lying.
Motherhood, being a traitor, and what it feels like to be a woman. They introduced the character of Kate Diaz, who I don't think anybody gives a single fuck about. What they should have done is put Kate in a spin-off game, not a mainline Gears entry.
I no one gives a shit about. They made JD the first protagonist and they switched him out because he was boring. What are you talking about?
But here's the problem, of course, nobody would have bought it. So unfortunately, Gears 4 and 5 are basically girl boss, feminist Gears of War, and any masculine story about men is
never played
on the
Gears.
back burner.
He's never played Gears.
Of course, the games include Baird and Marcus.
He's never played
Gears. They're
Gears.
really on the back burner, and Gears is
Baird and Marcus were on the back burner in Gears of War 4, which had to do with JD.
Now about Kate Diaz, who I've never talked to a Gears fan even cares about. Moving on, example
He doesn't know what he's
number
talking
4,
about, dude.
the Saints Row reboot. Saints Row spent 10
Saints
years
Row
building
is just the 4th game was just a bad game. It's just a bad game. It's just a bad game.
Shitty
Like,
games.
we can just skip past this.
You will see sales go through the roof. Okay. Hot chicks in games again in manly men. You will see sales go through the roof.
No, you won't. Because that's not the audience people. That's not the modern audience, dude. You need more than that. Doom Eternal came out in the time period which he's talking about, that didn't have hot chicks on your arm and sold like gangbusters. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Again, they like to attribute the failings of a game specifically because of one element, which is not how any of this shit ever works. It's never just one thing. It's a series of things. It is the time the game came out, what other games came out when that came out, what type of game it is. Is the market oversaturated? Like, the most popular game right now are Roblox and Fortnite. Fortnite. Is Fortnite manly? Is Roblox manly? Is Minecraft manly? No. But those games are selling like hotcakes because they are what people want. If people wanted the Duke Nukem games, then Duke Nukem would still be made. Serious Sam still exists. People aren't talking about Serious Sam. And guess what? People have been waiting for Gears of War 6. We're done with this video, by the way. This guy sucks. People have been waiting for Gears of War 6 forever. People want Gears of War 6. You're saying the series is bad or whatever. People want it. That's what they want. That's what they want. No, I'm saying no one's gonna play Duke Nukem nowadays unless you want nostalgia. That's it. Because Duke Nukem games, they tried it. They literally tried Duke Nukem, and no one liked it. They tried that, and no one liked it. But these guys do is, mind you, Fair Game. I had never heard about it. I'm not even gonna lie, never heard of Fair Game. And I just typed in Fair Game. You get one trailer from a year ago, and then everything else is a grifter. Like, the top ones are grifters. Concord 2.0. What about Fair Games? This guy's a plagiarizer. Trouble ahead for Sony. New shooters doomed. Oh, Hypnotic. This guy, mind you, I'm not gonna watch this video. This guy puts out videos. Look at this. Upload schedule. Every day. 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Every day. 3 videos a day. And then his podcast is Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Then every Saturday is his live panel. Like, that's and the thing is too is the content that he puts out, it's literally just this shit all the time. Like, all the time. Sweet Baby has, like, what are you talking about? Like, anti-gamer edition shutting down. Dustborn woke CEO, racism exposed. New Sony shooter already doomed. Community manager has meltdown. 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days. Like, it's just slop. It's just slop. And the thing is too, the views aren't even that good. 7K, 6K, 8K, 5K, 5K, 6K, 8K. Like, all this work, and he barely gets half the viewership of his subscribers. Look at that. 5.7, 10K, 7K, 8K, 5K, 4K, 9K. And then sometimes it pops off 104K. And then it goes back to 9K. Like, I guess that's some no life shit behavior. But you type in Fair Game and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grifter videos in between the 2 trailers of the game. Another grifter video. Another grifter video from Hypnotic again. Another. After successfully boycotting Concord, Fair Games is next woke target. So they're just outright just telling you what they're doing. And you didn't successfully boycott Concord. like look at it. It's just minimal effort live. True. Just grifters. Like, just literally grifters. And then someone actually talking about what is the game. And then that's it. Oh, this game will flop. Never mind. Using AI. Cool. Sony's going bankrupt. Of course, Asmodee. Like, he sucks. It's just like, it's so funny to me because they all have one brain cell, and so everything just becomes, oh, this is our next woke target. This is our next woke target. This is our next woke target. Like, oh, I know it's not just him. They all do the same shit. It's literally like they will find. I'll show you the video again where they say they just find one thing and then they just here.
We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of it. Don't act like that's not what we do.
I don't build a narrative. I
You're
give
an
my
absolute
opinion.
fucking.
You are hard.
What we do. You've made the same fucking video on the same topic at least 7 times a week, Ryan. And you're gonna act like we don't do that.
I talk about I talk about
says one fucking thing and we make a whole video out of it. That's what we do. Welcome to every video we make.
See, like that's it. That's what they do. They find one thing, and they all make a video on it. Some of them multiple videos, and then suddenly it just floods YouTube. If you type in Dustborn, you're just gonna find. Look at that. Look at this. Grifter. Grifter. Dumbass Asmongold. Dumbass Asmongold. Grifter. Melly Mac. Grifter. Grifter. Trailer. Grifter. 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 Trailer. Grifter. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just my video. And then you have Grifter. The racist song is literally with a Dustborn. Grifter. Like I'm saying, like it's the same thing. They flood everything. Concord. It's just everyone dancing on his grave, right? But then if you type in something like Black Myth, Wukong, you won't even see them praising it. You know what you're gonna see? You're gonna see, look at this. Walkthroughs before you buy, don't make mistakes, right? They don't even praise games that they supposedly like because they don't play those games. They're not interested in big upping the games that they want. They're interested in having games they don't like fail so they can milk it for content because these people are talentless and that's all they do. All they do is peddle negativity and rage. That's it. That's it. Because even like my own content, I don't get a lot of views all the time. I don't have 1,000 subscribers, but look. Most of my stuff, I talk about things that are happening in the gaming world space, topics I want to talk about. But do you see me, any of my videos, shitting on a game? None of my videos are me shitting on a game. There's me making fun of these people, like LMAO, DEI Detected, and talking about how this is censorship, and trying to explain informing character through design. I did talk about how Scargear was terrible, because it is. But everything else I talk about, it's not me destroying a game or milking anything. I talk about a bunch of different stuff related to gaming, because I actually care about games, and I like games. I even have a whole video me gushing about Animal Well for like, what, 13 straight minutes? Yeah. Like, I actually talk about things I like. I don't just rage all day, every day. But these people have nothing they like. So it's just anger and rage all the time. All the time. And you can go to any of them. You can go to, let's just look at this. Geeks and gamers, who they admit this is what they do, right? They're just rage baiting, right? Dr. Disberg, who they're defending is a pedophile. Concord's failure. Star Wars. Star Wars. Dustborn. Star Wars. Black Myth Wukong rejects feminism. Does he talk about Black Myth Wukong though? Like how he likes it? Nope. He talks about game journalists hate Black Myth Wukong. Disney goes full supervillain. Gaming companies earn the hate. Snow White disaster. And it's nerd rock, but nothing here talking about anything they like. They don't like everything. Like, what is this? Apple, like episode 6, 50 Shades of Jedi OnlyFans. Like, what? And look at this. Kai Snap Fireworks burns house down. Why is this content? Kids are a disability. Woke video game writer has worst take ever. This is a Lana Pierce. He does not have a bad take on this. And they just lazy ass thumbnails because they don't put effort into anything. They're just rage merchants. It's Geeks and Gamers. It's RK Outpost. Right? It's the same. Same stuff. An hour ago. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. 3 days ago. What is this shit? This is bad. They want us gone. He does the ones they want us gone. And then I think it's Yellow Flash. He always does the ones like F you. Yellow Flash 2 was trash. I mean, it's true. But see, look. Like his thumbnails are always they want you gone. She may like hell and I'm like F off or something like that, right? My pronouns are she, they. Bankrupt or not bankrupt. They are mad. They got fired. This is bad. It's so over. They want them gone. Sales are shit. What does this have to do with Assassin's Creed? Nothing. Insider claims Assassin's Creed Shadows pre-orders are not selling. You know who the insider is? Stuttering Craig. But like, you guys get it. These people are just, they're just outrage merchants. They have no talent. So they have to be mad all the time. Which is why I will forever play this video, because all the people I went to, besides Yellow Flash, are right here.
Don't act like that's not what we do.
RK Outpost. D-Day Cobra. It was Babyface. Nerdrotic.
You've made the same fucking video on the same topic at least 7.
He's covering his face in every thumbnail because he has no energy to put in effort. That's why. He'll say he's doing a bit that his editor quit or whatever, but it's because he puts no effort in anything he does. Because it's low effort content. I could sit here all day angrily reacting to things. Watch. I'll do them right now. Let's just say fair game. And then let's go to their one news source they go to. That Park Place. Boom. Right here. Here we go. I'm putting my grifter face on. Warhammer hobbyists mock games workshop for scrapping their lore and making female Adeptus Custodes. Numerous Warhammer hobbyists have taken to mocking Games Workshop for scrapping its Warhammer 4K lore, making female Adeptus Custodes, and claiming they always existed. Games Workshop introduced a female. Oh my god! First off, this is such bad writing. Wait, sorry, I'm breaking character. Game Workshop introduced female Adeptus Custodes in the most recent codex, Adeptus Custodes. I really want to say it properly because I am starting to get into Warhammer. With an excerpt stating, Custodian Calades Terravalia Cash stood upon the bridge of the Cobra-class destroyer named Vigilant Flame. The warship belonged to the mighty battle fleet Solar. She lingered in the shadows at the back of the bridge, positioned at a spot where she could observe the actions of every crew member, be they in instrumentation pits, at the armor shrines, or, in the case of Shipmaster Lethwick, stood ramrod straight before his command throne. The official account is confirmed with us this except to declare that the female custodes always exist. And then, oh, here we go. Our guy. Warhammer 40k is a grimdark sci-fi tabletop that is the #1 miniature gaming IP in the world. The Adeptus Custodes are the Emperor's inner guard and much stronger, better in every way than Space Marines. Introduced in 1987. Just grums. But you know what? If I'm a grifter, you know what I say? I say, this is the wokeness. The woke people, again, the woke mob couldn't handle manly, masculine men being in games, so they had to come put women in there because diversity and equity and inclusion. And look at her. Why can't they have a hot woman? Why does she have to be so gigantic and have a woke chin? Like, this is like a man. Like, see, it's easy. It's so easy. It's easy to do what they do. No effort. I don't even have to know what I'm talking about. It's just low effort content with them reading off of websites, not interpreting anything or repackaging, just reading off of websites. Like, look at this. Warhammer enthusiasts are not having any part of it and have taken to mocking Games Workshop and their lies, simultaneously proving J.R. Tolkien's common sense essay on Fairy Store is true. Tolkien detailed that a storymaker proved himself a successful sub-creator when he makes a secondary world which your mind can enter inside it. What he relates is true, it accords with the laws of that world. You therefore believe it while you are, as it were, inside. However, Tolkien adds, the moment disbelief arises, the spell is broken, the magic or rather art has failed. You are then out of in the primary world again, looking at the little abortive secondary world from outside. If you are obliged by kindliness, or circumstances stay, then disbelief must be suspended or stifled. Otherwise, listening and looking would be intolerable. But the suspension of disbelief is a substitute for a genuine thing, a subterfuge we use when condescending to games or make-believe, or when trying, more or less willingly, to find what virtue we can work in for, in the work of an art that has, for us, failed. This is unnecessary fluff they needed to get his word count or something. Because none of this is true. Warhammer fans are fine. On the Horus Galaxy subreddit, Pans Hispan shared an image of an orc custodian and mocked, "Books never stated that orcs can't be custodes." I mean, I just started reading Warhammer, but they did take people from all across the systems. Not saying an orc has been one, but if they did take one, who cares? The whole point of this is that the lore is ever changing. Like, there is no hardcore canon. There's like 600 novels. There's no way there's hardcore canon. And look, they use one source, Reddit. I'm surprised I didn't see a Bible quote. There's usually a random Bible quote in this. Surprised there's no Bible, yeah. Like, I'm not even joking that they usually have Bible quotes in there. He shares excerpts from 2017-2018 Adeptus Custodes Codex that refer to them as Brotherhood of Demigods and make it clear they are recruited from the sons of nobles. And even reading this though, right? It says, "It is known that all custodians begin their lives as the infant sons of the noble house of Terra." That could be read as this is for the sons. The infant sons of nobles who are custodians all begin their lives this way. Despite the lie, Games Workshop has since doubled. And the best part is Games Workshop owns the IP. They've always owned the IP. They've always gotten to decide what happens with this series. Like, always. It wasn't a situation where, someone bought them out or whatever. It's always been Games Workshop. Like, literally. They've been around forever. Games Workshop. Founded 1975. When did Warhammer start? $1987. So it's been these guys this whole time, the entire time. But they want to act as if like they've been taken over by the woke and they are changing the story. They always change the story. Warhammer 40K content. Let's just look at continuity real quick. Oh, no, not like that. Continuity, is it errors? Error? Continuity and change in Warhammer. Okay, look at this. Just from the jump. The origins of Warhammer 40K actually come before it was even considered Warhammer games. Games Workshop released a game called Rogue Trader in '87, 4 years after their hit game Warhammer Fantasy. Rogue Trader was a miniature war game, but it was similar to Dungeons & Dragons, and there was a third player, the Game Master, that was part of the game. The game used metal miniatures to represent the black characters. Then in the second edition, they got renamed as Warhammer 40K, and they got rid of the Game Master. It became a more traditional miniature war game. It also got plastic miniatures this time, and this was the point where the game became noticed by armies and individuals. Third edition, more changes. The scale of the game was increased, making it easier for players to fill larger enemies. The story was also changed to be more serious, grimdark, and a galaxy without hope. There weren't any major changes to 6th edition, which changed several major rules, added a few new ones. 7th edition continued with this, and also increased the scale of the game with larger miniatures used in the game. 8th edition, more changes. And that's just in the game. That's just in the game. Like, that's just the game itself. Lore. Let's just look at lore retcons. Ooh, 8 40k retcons bigger than the female custodies. The timeline was rolled back 100 years from 9th edition in 2020. The Primax were just Space Marines. When the Space Marine Primax were first mentioned, they were just the leaders of Space Marine chapters, not the sons of the Emperor. A teeny tiny Lehman Russ miniature was even produced for the first edition of Warhammer 40k, holding the leashes of 2 very small wolves. So, Space Marines, as we know, are super ultra humans, right? But Space Marines were just humans before. They were just elite human soldiers. But the special Space Marine organs that made them to transhuman bats weren't a part of the lore until midway through the first edition of 40k. Orcs had good aim. Orcs were once slaves. Necrons had no personalities. The League of Votan existed, then did. There was no Horus Heresy, which is a huge omission. That's a huge change. The lore of Warhammer 40k isn't by saying but a myriad of creators balancing their ideas against the needs of the company that turn a profit. Exactly. So it's not just one person behind everything. It's a bunch of different writers and creators working in tandem, which is why you have like 600 books, and they're all different. I don't know how these guys live like that, dude. Like, that's insane.